So without further ado, let's go. New game deletes previous data. Yeah, I get it. Saves data automatically. Okay, so there's camera A and camera B. There's a little file here. Fishcam, County Police Report. Case number 09-453722. Investigating Detective Martin Ruiz.
All right,
7621.
the video feed should be up and running, so if you can see me and hear me, then everything is working exactly as it should. Now, I just want to take a quick moment just to go over the setup that you got there. I want to make sure everything's working properly, make sure you feel comfortable with everything before we get the suspects in, all right? Now, what you're looking at now, this is the real-time video feed.
Okay.
You have the controls right in front of you that you can use to toggle back and forth between the two different camera angles. Now, this whole system is all touchscreen, so all you got to do is just touch whichever feed you want, and that's the one that's going to be displayed. So why don't you go ahead, take a quick sec, and just toggle back and forth, make sure everything's working properly. All right. Now, as long as this video feed is running, it's also being recorded and saved. In fact, it's
Martin Ruiz,
right now, in case
7621.
you want to revisit any of this information later. Now, as soon as the recording stops, that's when it becomes available for you on the playback monitor that you also have in there. Now, this is where I'm counting on you, okay? I need you to utilize that playback monitor and carefully analyze these suspects, all right? See if there's anything, and I mean anything, that you happen to catch that I'm going to miss while I'm in here, okay? That's where I'm counting on you. All right, now the video files that are going to be on that playback monitor you have full control over, but you got to be aware that those files will not be available to you until we're done with each session and the recording stops, all right? So that covers all the tech stuff. Now, the case, all right, let's do a quick recap on the case here. So, Samantha Williams, age 31, found her mom, Paulette Williams, age 62, dead in her bed after being on in-home hospice care for about 2 months, okay? Nothing out of the ordinary there, seeing as though Paulette was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, part of the hospice care was for Paulette to receive these 30 milligram Oxycontin pills. Now, the problem is that the medical examiner noted extremely high levels of Oxycontin in Paulette's system.
Oh.
Okay, these levels far exceed the 30 milligrams. Now, to top it off, the hospice worker, a guy named Michael Schaefer, he noted that there were missing pills when he went to do his final count. All right, there was actually 5 missing pills of Oxycontin to be exact. Now, it's important to note that Samantha and her husband, a guy named Elliot Jordan, who's age 34, they're the sole caretakers, all right? So they're the only ones that are able to administer Paulette's Oxycontin on a regular basis. Now, I did have a chance to talk with both of them about a week or so ago, and things just aren't adding up, okay? They just aren't. Now, fortunately, they are being very cooperative, okay, which is why they've agreed to come down here today and do the second interview with me. Now, since I spoke with them, I was able to subpoena some documents and some records to hopefully, shed light and just get a little insight as to what actually is going on here. And I actually did uncover a few things. So I learned that Samantha has a lot of debt. All right, a pretty significant amount. Most of it's student loans, but it's pretty significant nonetheless. I learned that her mom, Paulette, has a life insurance policy for $250,000 that is payable to her only child, Samantha. And I learned that Samantha booked a one-way ticket to Costa Rica for July of later this year. All right, now, given all of that, I think it's safe to say that foul play is absolutely a possibility here.
Yeah.
All right, now, obviously, I'm going to be the physical presence in the room, but I'm going to rely on you, all right, like a lot, okay, because you're going to be my eye in the sky, all right? You have a far better vantage point than I do, okay? So I'll field all the questions in here, but I'm absolutely going to follow your lead, all right? So I need you to use everything that you got in that room to your advantage, okay? Because we have one goal. That's it, right? Solve this case. That's our goal. All right, that's it. That's all I got. So I'm going to bring Samantha in here first, and we'll get the video feed back up and running in just a sec. All right?
Okay, so this is Martin Ruiz. Incident date, Wednesday, February 9, 2022, 6:45 a.m. Location incident, 1785, more. Victim information, yeah, Paulette Williams, age 62, female, date of birth, October 23rd, 1959, Caucasian, brown.
Okay. Samantha
Hair color, brown and gray. Samantha Williams, age 31, sex female, Caucasian, relationship with the victim, daughter, profession, substitute teacher, alibi, suspect claims she was asleep in the bedroom.
621, and with me here is Samantha Williams. Samantha, I'm going to ask that you please spell your first and last name for me.
Samantha, Samantha. Williams, Williams.
Thank you. And now I do need you to acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you do consent to that recording. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I know we had a chance to go over your rights in the waiting room. I do want to remind you that those rights do remain at all times today, okay? And also, you are by no means obligated to make this statement, right? You understand that?
Yeah, I do understand, yeah.
Okay. The last thing is, I know we spoke about a week or so ago, so I'm probably going to ask you some very similar questions. If I do, just please go ahead and answer those, but this time for the record, okay?
This is our book flight.
So, Samantha, let's just start with you.
Boarding time 8 a.m.
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
To leave July 19 at 8:47. Arrives at July 19
Okay.
2:53 on Tuesday.
There's not really that much to tell.
Economic.
My mom was on hospice care for quite some time, as you know. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And I woke up one morning and
Okay, so that's the loan.
found her dead. It wasn't really a shock or anything. You know, we were expecting it, but we just didn't really know when it was going to happen.
And Samantha, you're a substitute teacher, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm working on my teaching credentials.
So I'm assuming that's the reason that you were up so early that morning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually get up about 6.
About 6. Gotcha, okay. You can continue.
Well, I woke up. I was doing my morning routine. I took a shower, went to make breakfast. Then I was going to go give my mom her morning pill. And
Okay, hold. So around what
Okay.
time was it that you were...
January.
Morning pill?
6:45.
About 6:45, okay. And then, what did you do after that?
Well, I went in to wake up Elliot, and we called the hospice nurse.
So see, this is where I'm lost. I don't understand. Why did you call the hospice nurse? Why didn't you guys call 911?
Well, that was our protocol. We'd gone over it quite a few times with our care team, and that was just what we were supposed to do.
Now, the care team, that's Michael Schaefer, right? He's the hospice nurse that's with that care team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I called Michael, and he was there actually within about an hour. There were all these other people that came in. Everything else, clean up the body. Elliot and we just stayed in our room, out of the way.
And just for the record, Elliot's your husband, right?
Yeah. I know it's confusing because we don't share the same last name.
And how long have the two of you been married?
Just under 2 years.
Just under 2 years. All right. So why don't you tell me about the days leading up to all this?
Okay. How far back?
Why don't you go back to Monday, February 7th, since that'll put us about 2 days prior to your mom's death.
Monday was pretty typical. I got up, I did my morning routine. I went to work. I went to the gym and the grocery store, and then I was home about 7:30. Elliot actually had already ordered Thai food, so we had Thai food and then sat and watched TV for the rest of the evening. I went to bed about 10:30. 10.
Now, did you give your mom a dose of OxyContin that morning?
Yeah, I do the morning and Elliot does the evening.
So it's just the 2 pills every day?
Yeah, about 12 hours apart, approximately, anyway. Sometimes there's a breakthrough dose if she's really having like a lot of discomfort, but it's not normally part of the routine.
Gotcha. Now, I did have a chance to speak to Michael, right, the hospice nurse. Are you aware that he had visited that morning?
Yeah. Michael comes every Monday. I'm normally not there. I'm usually at work, so Elliot's the one that lets him in.
So, seeing as though you weren't there, then it's safe to say that you really don't have any idea like what could have happened during his visit, right?
No. But I mean, I don't think that it would be anything different than a regular visit. Why? Did Michael say something happened that day?
No, not at all. No, I was just curious, that's all. So Tuesday, February 8th, how'd that day go for you?
Honestly, about the same. Minus, I guess, the gym and the grocery store. I was pretty tired, so I went home right after work. Elliot and I just had some leftover Thai food, watched TV for the rest of the evening, and I went to bed just like I always do.
And that would have been around like 10-ish, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, give or take 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to assume that Elliot also that same day gave her her evening dose of Oxycontin. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing as though you didn't give your mom a pill the morning of her death, right? Then it's safe to say that Elliot, right? He would have been the last person to give your mom Oxycontin. Is that correct? Right? Like nobody else could have given her a pill, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Any breakthrough doses that day? No, not that I remember, no. Now, Samantha, these 5 missing pills, do you have any idea how these 5 pills could have gone missing?
No, I don't.
Well, you are at least aware, right, that these 5 pills have gone missing?
Yeah. That's what Michael said, yeah. And I'm assuming that's part of the reason why you brought us down here.
Yeah, that's a big part of the reason. Samantha, I can't seem to understand how 5 30-milligram Oxycontin pills could have gone missing.
Honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know.
You don't?
I don't know.
All right, Samantha, is there anything else that you think I should be aware of? Anything that you need to tell me?
No, not really, no. But can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Are we being suspected of something?
Samantha, foul play is absolutely a possibility here, yes. Right, that's why I'm here. My job is to try to figure out what happened. Okay, but as long as you're honest with me, then we're good, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. So look, there's just one last thing that I want to clear up with you, okay? First, I need you to verify you still have some student loan debt. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And it's a pretty large amount that you owe, right?
About 105,000, yeah.
105,000? Wow. That's a pretty significant amount of money.
Yeah.
Now, prior to your mom's death, did you know that she had a life insurance policy for $250,000 that's payable directly to you, her only child?
I did. I didn't know about it until she got ill.
So prior to all this, you had no idea that she had this life insurance policy?
I mean, I'm sure she had something. I assumed she had something. But I didn't know any of the details of it, the amount, nothing.
All right, what can you tell me about Costa Rica?
Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Costa Rica.
You're probably referring to the plane ticket that I bought.
Yeah, that's correct. What's that all about?
There's just been so much going on. I've been really stressed out with, and I was just planning a little vacation for a bit when school was out. That's all.
So that's why you bought the ticket for July?
Yeah.
Now, see, the problem is you bought a one-way ticket, Samantha, right? So, were you never planning on coming back?
No. No, it was it's just a cheap fare that I found. There's this app that tracks your purchases for you, but it only deals in one-way fare tickets. It's for plane travel. So I saw that ticket and I bought that flight, and I just was waiting for the right return flight. I just hadn't found it yet.
What about Elliot? The two of you weren't going to go together?
No. We weren't sure if my mom would still need care at the time.
And Samantha, you didn't think to mention this earlier? I mean, this seems like a huge oversight, don't you think?
I didn't see what it had to do with anything. It's just a vacation.
It's just a vacation. Samantha, are you okay?
You don't have to bring any of this up to Elliot, do you?
Possibly, yeah. Samantha, are you sure there isn't something that you need to tell me?
No.
No. Okay. All right, Samantha, let's give you a break, okay? And we'll get your husband in here, okay? All right. Okay, Elliot, we are recording. I do want to remind you that the rights that we went over in the waiting room, they do apply at all times today, okay?
Cool.
All right. Okay, so today is Saturday, February 19th of 2022. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here is Elliot Jordan. Elliot, can you do me a favor and please spell your first and last name?
First name Elliot, last name Jordan.
Thank you. I do ask that you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to that recording. Is that correct? Okay. And lastly, I do want you to be aware that you do not have to make this statement. You're not obligated. You understand that, right?
Understood.
Okay. So, Elliot, yeah, I do want to get your take on things. So why don't you just tell me what happened?
The guy's in a wheelchair.
I mean, there's not much to tell. Paulette was on hospice, and she was expected to pass away.
And that's it?
I mean, there's really not much to say. It's just an unfortunate situation.
All right, well, let's see if we can maybe explore a little more here. Why don't you tell me what happened on Monday, February 7th?
There's nothing out of the ordinary. I woke up around 11 a.m. that morning. Our hospice nurse, Michael, he gets to the house on Mondays at noon. Let him in when he got to the house, and he tended to Paulette while I took a video call from a client. He left later.
He always have his hands in his pockets.
And continued to work.
And you're a sound engineer, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and you work from home?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you can continue.
So after I wrapped for the day, I ordered some Thai food. I hadn't eaten all day. I was starving, so I didn't wait for Sam to get home. But she got to the house pretty soon after I finished eating, and we watched some TV. She went to bed. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped on video games online and played until about 2 a.m., something like that, and then went to sleep.
Do you normally go to bed that late?
Yeah, usually later, honestly. I have trouble sleeping, so I just kind of stay up until I'm drained.
So I'm going to assume, right, you gave Paulette her dose of OxyContin that evening. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I gave her a dose around 7. That's routine for us.
So based on this routine, you obviously gave her.
He's got a tattoo on his right wrist.
That night, right, February 7th.
Because he just got his hands out of his pocket to scratch his beard.
You gave her a dose on Tuesday, February 8th that night. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what about Tuesday? Anything out of the ordinary on Tuesday?
No. I worked on a track for most of the day for a client. And Sam got home around 5. We ate leftovers from the night before and watched TV again. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped online, played video games, and did that the rest of the night.
And that's it?
That's it.
All right. So based on everything that you're saying, then you would have been the last person to give Paulette a dose of OxyContin, right, prior to her death?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Okay. Did either you or Samantha give her any breakthrough doses on that day?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, no.
Okay, so let's assume that everything that you're saying is accurate. Can you explain to me how 5 30-milligram OxyContin pills could have gone missing?
The only thing I've thought about is that maybe the pharmacy messed up. Happens from time to time, right?
I mean, yeah, it happens. It's extremely rare, but sure. But see, even if that were the case, right, that still doesn't explain how Paulette overdosed, does it?
I guess not.
So, Elliot, right, my job is to figure out how Paulette overdosed. Okay, that's my job. So, with that in mind, is there anything that I should be aware of?
Can't think of anything else. I think we've covered everything.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
All right. We'll take a short break, okay? All right.
Oh my god! I had more than one screen, I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know about you, but it feels like both of them are hiding something. Samantha definitely feels off, and Elliot seems a bit too nonchalant for my taste. I'm going to bring Samantha back in here in just a sec. I want to see if I can pry some more information out of her. But look, before we do that, we really need to think about how we want to approach this. I think that if I put some pressure on her, she'll crack for sure. But honestly, I'm conflicted. Part of me also feels that I should keep playing nice. I don't know, maybe a calm approach may get her to trust me and open up more. But then again, if this is all an act, she might see right through that bullshit and use it in her favor. Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to get an exact read on her. Why don't you do some reviewing? See if anything helps guide how we should move forward. Maybe you can get a better take on things. And listen, take all the time you want, okay? I don't care if these two are here all day and night. When you're ready, you give me a call and you let me know how you want to play this. I'll trust your judgment. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, now I have control. Be calm with Samantha, put pressure on Samantha. I will not answer that yet because they want me to review the interviews. I didn't know I have another screen. Like, I was pressing buttons. And yeah, I got a phone and another screen. I was looking through the files. Because what I have... Because they couldn't allow me to... Because it was a live feed, you know? Like, I wanted to read all the details, but I wasn't allowed to do that. But basically, the crime narrative, Martin pretty much did it. Did say it's exactly how it happened. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer, 2 months prior to her death. Oxycontin has been prescribed. The toxicology report revealed extremely high level of Oxycontin, including that the cause of death was from an overdose of this medication. The victim has no history of suicidal tendencies due to her illness, physically incapable of taking any form of medication of her own. A third-party drug didn't cause the overdose. So, the only two suspects, the only two caretaker is Samantha and the daughter and the son-in-law. So he said he was playing video games in his home office and then went to sleep in his bedroom. So they live together. The guys stay at bed until 2 in the morning. So I want to know where his bed is because the guy's on a wheelchair. And I was trying to look through the bank accounts, the transaction to see when was that ticket bought. So here's the details of the ticket. You have Terminal 2, departure July 19, 2022, 8:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. So let's see, says February 9th, but I assume it's 2022. So it's one way only. Arrive at Costa Rica 2:53 p.m. So it's a 6-hour flight. Boarding time 8. Yeah, check monitors. Yeah, because the gate closed 15 minutes before the departure. That makes sense. So details, bag drop counter. Please at the online check bag at drop counter before counter closure. Passenger will not be accepted for travel after gate closes. Dangerous good, gather article substance which are capable of going to risk of health, safety, property, environment. Must not be carried in passengers. Hand carry or checked baggages. Open Sky Airline reserve the right to receipt passengers in the event of aircraft substitution or change seat assignment for security, safety, regulatory, and operational requirement. Oh, fitness to travel. Passenger must be fit to travel and clearance must be secure for medical cases. Okay. So it's economic class. So this is our December from credit union. So she pays her credit card bi-monthly. So one at the beginning of the month and one on the 15th. So it's by interval of 350. There's a cost for the internet bill, and then we see that her salary, she gains 1,058 at her school district, which is fine. Loan payment, monthly video streaming, that tracks out, but I haven't seen that bill being paid on the month of January or February. So I believe that this is a way to catch up for a lie. So, okay, bank transfer, $550. I don't know what it's for. But the bank transfer, $550 every month. Federal student loan. So she has a student loan to pay to pay at the same time of her credit card bill. Monthly cable. Yeah, $350. Pharmacy. So they went to the drugstore to buy $110 worth of something. Auto loan payment, student loan, monthly cable. So here we don't have the gaming thing on the month of January. On February, even less. So it's only like, since we were up until the 17th, this is where they talked. She did get her pay, and then she went and took $450 of payment. This is the capital mass. The New Balance is $10,000. So yeah, she has a student loan of $105,000, but she pays it at increments of $296. And it's $105,000. But she paid her credit card $700 a month, and she still has $10,223.50 to go. Minimum payment due $25. That's fine. Payments $350. Other credits, interest charge. Headphones. All right. Cash advance, credit limit 10,000. Okay, New Balance. Okay. My mic, I don't know what it is. It's it's not that overextended. Okay. Then we have Moon Credit. $3,978. 5251. So it's two credit cards. Oh, okay. So there's two credit cards to pay at the same time. That's why it's bi-weekly, since it's monthly. But that credit card, she has $5,678 to pay. Okay. So I have an idea of what her finance is, but that still doesn't explain the bank transfer of $550 on the 30th of every month. So we're going to go with the interview.
All right, the video feed should be up and running, so if you...
Okay. So that's the introduction.
Okay, Samantha,
Wait.
All right. The video feed
Okay, so that's
should be
just
up and
the
running,
chair.
so
Never
if you
mind.
can
Never
see
mind.
me and hear me, then everything.
Okay. February 19.
Okay, Samantha, we are recording today. Today is Saturday, February 19th of 2022. I am Detective Martin Ruiz.
Found her dead.
Okay. The last thing is, I know we spoke about a week or so ago, so I'm probably going to ask you some very similar questions. If I do, just please go ahead and answer those, but this time for the record, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Samantha, let's just start with you telling me what happened.
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
Wherever you'd like. Just tell me whatever you think I should know.
Okay. Well, there's not really that much to tell. My mom was on hospice care for quite some time, as you know. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And I woke up one morning and found her dead. It wasn't really a shock or anything, you know, we were expecting it, but we just didn't really know when it was going to happen.
And Samantha, you're a substitute teacher, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm working on my teaching credentials.
So I'm assuming that's the reason that you were up so early that morning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually get up about 6.
About 6? Gotcha, okay. You can continue.
Well, I woke up, I was doing my morning routine, I took a shower, went to make breakfast, then I was going to go give my mom her morning pill, and...
Okay, hold. So around what time was it that you were giving her this morning pill?
6:45.
About 6:45, okay. And then, what did you do after that?
Well, I went in to wake up Elliot, and we called the hospice nurse.
So see, this is where I'm lost. I don't understand. Why did you call the hospice nurse? Why didn't you guys call 911?
Well, that was our protocol. We'd gone over it quite a few times with our care team, and that was just what we were supposed to do.
Inform the nurse.
The care team, that's Michael Schaefer, right? He's the hospice nurse that's with that care team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I called Michael, and he was there actually within about an hour.
In an hour?
There were all these other people that came in to clean up everything else, clean up the body.
Okay.
Elliot and I...
Because he was found dead.
Stayed in our room, out of the way.
And just for the record, Elliot's your husband, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I know it's confusing because we don't share the same last name.
Elliot Jordan.
And how long have the two of you been married?
Just under 2 years.
Just under 2 years. All right. So why don't you tell me about the days leading up to all this?
Okay. How far back?
Why don't you go back to Monday, February 7th, since that'll put us about 2 days prior to your mom's death.
Monday was pretty typical. I got up, I did my morning routine, I went to work, I went to the gym and the grocery store, and then I was home about 7:30. Elliot actually had already ordered Thai food, so we had Thai food and then sat and watched TV for the rest of the evening. I went to bed about 10:30, 10.
Now, did you give your mom a dose of OxyContin that morning?
Yeah, I do the morning and Elliot does the evening.
So it's just the 2 pills every day?
Yeah, about 12 hours apart, approximately, anyway. Sometimes there's a breakthrough dose if she's really having like a lot of discomfort, but it's not normally part of the routine.
Got you. Now, I did have a chance to speak to Michael, right, the hospice nurse. Are you aware that he had visited that morning?
Yeah. Michael comes every Monday. I'm normally not there. I'm usually at work, so Elliot's the one that lets him in.
So, seeing as though you weren't there, then it's safe to say that you really don't have any idea like what could have happened during his visit, right?
No. But I mean, I don't think that it would be anything different than a regular visit. Why? Did Michael say something happened that day?
No, not at all. No, I was just curious, that's all. So Tuesday, February 8th, how'd that day go for you?
Honestly, about the same. Minus, I guess, the gym and the grocery store. I was pretty tired, so I went home right after work. Elliot and I just had some leftover Thai food, watched TV for the rest of the evening, and I went to bed just like I always do.
And that would have been around like 10-ish, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, give or take 30 minutes.
And I'm going to assume that Elliot also that same day gave her her evening dose of Oxycontin. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing as though you didn't give your mom a pill the morning of her death, right? Then it's safe to say that Elliot, right? He would have been the last person to give your mom Oxycontin. Is that correct? Right? Like nobody else could have given her a pill, right?
Yeah.
She takes too long.
Any breakthrough doses that day?
And she's evasive throughout all the interview.
No.
I want to check the other guy.
Okay, Elliot. We are recording. I do want to.
There's nothing out of the ordinary. I woke up around 11 a.m. that morning. Our hospice nurse, Michael, he gets to the house on Mondays at noon.
Oh, the story doesn't add up. She said in the morning, but he was asleep, so he came at noon.
Let him in when he got to the house, and he tended to Paulette while I took a video call from a client. He left later that
Should we
afternoon.
pressure Samantha or Mike? Not Michael. Elliot.
And you're a sound engineer, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and you work from home?
Yeah.
Right.
Just want to check something. Oops. Oh, it's my phone.
I hopped online, played video games, and did that the rest of the night.
And that's it?
That's it.
All right. So based on everything that you're saying, then you would have been the last person to give Paulette a dose of Oxycontin, right, prior to her death?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Okay. Did either you or Samantha give her any breakthrough doses on that day?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, no.
Okay, so let's assume that everything that you're saying is accurate. Can you explain to me how 5 30 milligram Oxycontin pills could have gone missing?
The only thing I've thought about is that maybe the pharmacy messed up. Happens from time to time, right?
I mean, yeah, it happens.
I mean, yeah, it happens, but that much?
But sure. But see, even if that were the case, right, that still doesn't explain how Paulette overdosed, does it?
I guess not.
So, Elliot, right, my job is to figure out how Paulette overdosed. Okay, that's my job. So, with that in mind, is there anything that you...
I want to check something on the other interview around.
I was pretty tired, so I went home right after work. Elliot and I just had some leftover Thai food, watched TV for the rest of the evening, and I went to bed just like but can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Are we being suspected of something?
Samantha, foul play is absolutely a possibility here, yes. Right, that's why I'm here. My job is to try to figure out what happened. Okay, but as long as you're honest with me, then we're good, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. So there's just one last thing that I want to clear up with you, okay? First, I need you to verify you still have some student loan debt. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And it's a pretty large amount that you owe, right?
About 105,000, yeah.
105,000? This life insurance policy?
I mean, I'm sure. There's just been so much going on. I've been really stressed out with, and I was just planning a little vacation for a bit once school was out. That's all.
So that's why you bought the ticket for July?
Yeah.
Now, see, the problem is you bought a one-way ticket, Samantha, right? So,
all right.
Were you never planning on coming?
I'm gonna stay with Be Calm for now. But
no, it was it's just a cheap fare that I found. There's this app that tracks your purchases for you, but it only...
because it doesn't say how much the ticket was.
Okay, Elliot, we are...
I have to keep it old. Okay.
Hey. Okay, so you want to go with the nice and calm approach. Not a problem at all. Give me a sec, I'll get Samantha back in here and we'll get things back up and running. Alright, bye.
Recording. I do want to remind you that the... Okay, Samantha, this is a continuation with Samantha Williams. The date is still February 19th of 2022. So, Samantha, I just have a few things that I want to clear up with you, and then we'll be done, okay?
Okay.
Great. I want to take a look at some of your debt and make sure that my numbers are accurate, okay?
Okay, sure.
So, I see that in addition to your student loans, you have a car that you own, and you owe about $5,700 on that car. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You also have 2 credit cards.
Yeah.
Looks like both of those are maxed out, and that's $15,000 that you owe. Is that
Yep.
correct?
That sounds about right.
Okay. What does that work out to in terms of a monthly payment?
Just the credit cards are everything.
Everything. So the credit cards, the car, student loan, and I don't need an exact amount. Just give me a rough idea.
I don't know, maybe like $13.50 a month.
$13.50. Okay. And then I know that you live with your mom, but you do pay her something, right, every month?
$5.50.
Ah,
Bills, groceries.
that's what the
Okay,
bank
that's-
deposit is for. Okay.
And then salary. What do you bring home monthly salary wise after taxes? Again, I don't need an exact. Just give me a rough estimate.
2,100.
Bullshit! Bullshit! She lies.
Okay, so if my math is correct, then you owe about 1,000.
Oh no! Wait! No, she's correct. No, she's fine. So it's every week,
monthly expenses.
2 weeks. So monthly it's
And then you
2,100.
bring in,
No, it's correct.
$2,100 a month.
No,
into
it
salary.
makes
So that
sense.
leaves you with $200 approximately every month to cover things like going out, right? Clothes. That $200. That's your monthly disposable income. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's pretty tight.
It is.
Now, Samantha, I'm not saying that the two are connected, but technically this $250,000 life insurance policy, I mean that's enough to pay off all this debt, and then you still pocket over $100,000.
Technically, yes.
So is that what you plan on doing? You plan on paying off all your debt?
I don't know.
You don't know. All right. Let's look at this Costa Rica trip, okay? So this trip to Costa Rica in July, right? This is your hard-earned vacation, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you stated that you had purchased a one-way ticket because you found some app, right? That I guess has what is it, cheap flights, right? And then you said that you were just waiting to find a good deal, right, on the return ticket. Is that right? Okay. Samantha, I have to ask, were you really planning on returning? You sure that you're not trying to escape something?
That's not the question I would have led with, but
Look, Samantha, I'm sure that you can see how this doesn't help your case. Okay? I don't believe that you killed your mom, okay? I don't believe that. But I also don't believe that you're being honest with me. Okay, I want to help you. Right? That's what I want to do. I want to be able to show that you had absolutely nothing to do with this, okay, Samantha? Right, but this is a two-way street, right? Okay, and this is where I need you to help me too. So I need to know why did you buy this one-way ticket? Look, Samantha, if you don't clear this up, you are going to make it really hard for me to not pin this on you. I'm sure you can see that. All right, so I need to know the truth. I need to know why did you buy this one-way ticket? Yeah.
I'm leaving Elliot.
oh,
So what do you mean? The two of you are splitting up?
Yeah,
But what? Let me guess. Elliot, he doesn't know this, does he? So is this what you've been hiding?
yeah. Look, when I bought that ticket, it had nothing to do with my mom, okay? I did figure that she probably would have passed away by then.
Yeah, because it's pancreatic cancer. She's not in a hurry to kill her mom.
Samantha, you're gonna have to explain.
Well, I have a lot of debt, as you know, and I had heard of people leaving the U.S. to escape their debt.
How does that work?
So is that what you were planning to do, was to escape your debt? So just to make sure that I get this straight, you purchased this one-way ticket to Costa Rica so that you could escape your debt and to leave your husband. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, but what I don't understand is why you're trying to bail on your student loans and all your other debt. I mean, you have this $250,000 life insurance policy. That surely is going to pay off all your debt.
$250,000 is not that much money. My mom had her own debt too, you know, between my debt and her debt and funeral costs and medical bills. There's nothing left.
What about her house?
Mortgage?
What with the house?
It makes sense, but I don't get how.
The house is going into foreclosure any day, and apparently my mom was really behind on her mortgage payments.
So Samantha, just need to know. I mean, are you and Elliot not in a happy marriage? I mean, honestly, it never came across that way, you know, in my time that I spent with you two.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, Samantha, I'm asking you.
Elliot is a great guy. It's just that I have changed a lot since we first met. I'm not the same person that I was. And all of this with my mom, it just made me look at life differently, you know? I mean, she was still really young. Life is never guaranteed, right? You know? I'm just now realizing that. And I have always been afraid of everything. My whole life. Afraid to pursue my dreams. Because I thought that they were worthless compared to other people's. Afraid of fitting in, of not fitting in, of being made fun of. I have lived my whole life for other people. Including Elliot.
Yeah.
And I never once stopped to consider my own happiness. But I'm done doing that. And I love Elliot. But it doesn't make me happy. wanted a fresh start. I feel like I deserve a fresh start.
So that's the whole plan, huh? Just to move to Costa Rica and start a whole new chapter in life. Is that basically it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Elliot, he doesn't know about your big move. Now, do you think that maybe in your overly burdened state that maybe you helped accelerate this whole process?
Of course not. No, I love my mom. I would never do anything to hurt her.
I'm not saying that you hurt her. I'm saying that ending her pain would not be hurting her, right?
I wanted my mom around as long as possible. She was the only person in my life that was truly supportive.
Samantha, I understand. I understand all of this. I get you, but none of this helps me understand how Paulette overdosed, right? It's not like she could have taken those pills herself.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let's switch gears here for a sec. All right. You stated earlier, right, that Elliot was the last person to give your mom a dose of Oxycontin, correct? Correct?
No, actually.
No?
No?
I remembered I had given her a breakthrough dose about 11 p.m. that night.
So hold on. You're telling me that you gave your mom a dose of Oxycontin that Tuesday night, February 8th, the night right before her death? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah,
And you didn't you didn't think to tell me this earlier?
I'm sorry, I just forgot. There's been so much going on, I truly just didn't remember.
You forgot? Samantha, you're telling me that you forgot that you gave your mom a dose of Oxycontin the night before she died. That's what you're telling me, is that you forgot?
I know that sounds like it's hard to believe, but that's the truth.
Okay. Okay, so then you were actually the last person to give your mom Oxycontin prior to her death. Is that statement now accurate?
Yeah. I was having trouble sleeping that night, and I woke up, which was very rare for me. I went to go check on my mom. And I saw that she was having a lot of discomfort. And
How much did you give her?
the usual 10 milligrams.
And what about Elliot?
So that's
Did
two.
Elliot
That's two
give her
5
any
milligrams.
doses that you may have forgotten about? you sure?
We have a chart on the refrigerator. We write everything down.
Did you write your 11 p.m. dose down?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Oh, no. That's gotta be,
So this whole thing could possibly be an accident.
What do you mean?
I mean, maybe I've been looking at this the wrong way. Right? Maybe nobody intentionally killed your mom. Maybe it was just a simple human mistake. What do you think?
I don't follow exactly.
Samantha, is it possible that you measured that dose incorrectly? I mean, you were tired, right? Stressed. Right, we've already established you got a lot of craziness going on in your life. Maybe when you gave her that dose, you measured wrong and you gave her more than she should have consumed. Do you think that's possible?
I mean, maybe, but even if I did, that still doesn't explain the missing pills.
No.
no, it only explains 2 out of 5.
Do you suddenly remember what happened to those 5 missing pills?
No.
You sure?
I swear to you, I don't know.
All right, Samantha, I'm gonna ask you one more time, okay? Because we can't keep going around in circles here. Is there anything that I need to know? Anything that you may have forgotten? Anything that may have popped into your head? Anything that you are suddenly remembering? Anything at all?
No.
So that's everything. Okay. All right, Samantha, we're going to take a break, okay?
Well, that was a lot more than I was expecting. If she really is telling the truth, then I guess that clears up the one-way ticket. But that's only if she's telling the truth. Regardless, I'm having a hard time believing that she really forgot about that 11 p.m. breakthrough dose. I just can't see how someone would forget something like that, especially when they're under investigation.
Yeah.
Honestly, it kind of makes me question everything she's been telling me. Now, if she is being honest, though, then the accident scenario is certainly possible. This is where I wish I were a mind reader. Alright, well, moving forward, how do you want to play this with Elliot? I definitely feel he's hiding some things from me as well, and we still can't account for those 5 missing pills. I can tell him everything we just learned about Samantha's plans to leave him. See if he really has no clue about all this. I just wonder if him learning about Costa Rica will affect things negatively or positively. Because if Samantha's being honest about that trip, then it really has no relevance to this case, and we might get caught up in something that really isn't that important. Now, the other option is I do ask him about Costa Rica, but I don't reveal anything. I just see where he takes things when I ask him about it. Instead, use the time to mostly put some pressure on him being involved with the murder somehow. Really test him to see if he's got something to hide. I'm sure we'll learn something either way. So, this is where my trust lies with you. Alright, look things over and let me know how you want me to proceed. Alright, we'll talk soon.
Yeah, tell Elliot about Costa Rica or see what Elliot is hiding. I really want to see what Elliot is hiding because he hasn't renewed his subscription on his thing. So that's why we can mention Costa Rica without any details, but pressuring more to see what else he's hiding. So I'm gonna go with option two.
Hey. Okay, I like that approach. Yeah, let's put a little fire under his ass. Put some pressure on him, see if he's hiding his involvement in this whole thing. I like that. All right, let me go grab him, and we'll get things up and running in just a sec, okay? Okay, bye.
Do you normally go to bed that late?
Yeah, usually later.
This is a continuation with Elliot Jordan. The date is still Saturday, February 19th of 2022. So, Elliot, I just learned that you weren't actually the last person to give Paulette Oxycontin.
Yeah, Sam just told me.
So she told you that she was having trouble sleeping that night?
That's what she said.
Yeah, I guess apparently she got up around 11-ish or so. She went to check in on her mom, and I guess Paulette was having some pain. And then she said that that's when she gave her the breakthrough dose. Then she stated that she was pretty sure, she wasn't 100% sure, but she was pretty sure that she wrote it down, I guess, on a chart that you guys have right on the fridge. And you had no clue about any of this?
No, I guess I missed it.
You missed it. You think that that you missed it because you were gaming, right?
Yeah, and when I game, I wear headphones, so I'm completely oblivious to anything.
Did you check that chart that night?
No, I gave Paulette her dose at 7, so there's no reason to.
Elliot, would you say that you and Samantha are in a happy and healthy relationship?
Yeah, for sure.
You two ever discuss plans for the future, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, all couples do.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of plans do you guys have?
I mean, nothing too crazy. The last time we talked about something like this, we wanted to open up a small business of some sort, bed and breakfast or small cafe, something where you could meet people and have fun.
And kids? You guys ever talk about having kids?
Yeah, of course we've talked about it, but it'd be nice to eventually have that happen.
Now, Elliot, can you remind me how long have you two been married?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. So Elliot, it's it's safe to say that now you guys can start putting some of those plans into action, right? I don't want to sound crass, but technically Paulette, right? She's no longer a burden, right, to the two of you. So you two are free to live life pretty much on your own terms.
Sure. I didn't think about it that way, but yeah.
Elliot, can I be frank with you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have a tragedy. I don't. Look, we all know that Paulette was suffering, right? And we know that you two had to put your entire future on hold. And we know Samantha and the tremendous amount of debt that she has. Times were tough for you two. Tough, and I get that. Right? But now, right, that's over. Right? So Paulette, she doesn't have to suffer anymore. I mean, that's got to be a good thing. And Samantha, she can pay off all her debt. And then the two of you can move forward and live life however you want. Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand the tragedy in Paulette having cancer. Okay, I do understand that. And that sucks. Right? But let's be real. There's nothing the two of you could have done to change that. Right? So given this specific situation, I mean, this is the best outcome you could have had. You don't think?
No, I don't. I think that Paulette is dead, and that is a tragedy for Sam. It's a tragedy for me. And, you know, there's no way to spin that.
Elliot, I need you to tell me about your Costa Rica plans.
My Costa Rica plans?
Yes, your Costa Rica plans. Your plans for Costa Rica.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have no idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Costa Rica. You and Samantha, you're not planning a vacation to Costa Rica?
No, not that I'm aware of.
You're not planning any vacation anywhere in the near future?
I don't know how we would have planned a vacation while Paulette is dying in our house.
Elliot, do you trust Samantha?
Of course I trust Samantha. What are you getting at right now?
Going back to Paulette, with with her out of the picture, right, and you two, right, being able to move forward and live life however you want, I have to be honest. It does make me question whether or not this whole process was accelerated, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. Are you trying to say that me and Sam killed her mom to move on with our lives?
No, Elliot, that's not what I said.
That is pretty much what you're alluding to.
No. What I'm saying is that it's convenient. Okay? It is extremely convenient. Right? Paulette, she's suffering. You two are suffering in your own way. All right? You got to admit that accelerating the process seems to be of the best interest for all parties involved. What? You don't agree with that?
No, I think what you're saying sounds ridiculous as hell. I'm not responding to any of that.
Is it ridiculous, Elliot, or is that exactly what happened? Did you kill her? Did you kill Paulette? Did you accelerate this process?
No, I did not kill Paulette. Okay? Is there anything else? Are we done?
No, we're not done, right? I still have 5 missing pills of Oxycontin. And I have a deceased woman who's overdosed on Oxycontin. Okay, clearly you can see the problem here. Right? Now, we're done when I know what happened, and right now I don't. Do I, Elliot? So what I need to know what aren't you telling me? That's what I need to know, Elliot. What aren't you telling me? What?
Look, I took the pills, all right?
For himself.
I took the pills.
So you killed her?
No, I did not kill Paulette. I already said that. I took the pills because I have trouble sleeping, like I told you earlier. I thought the Oxy would help me. End of story. Stupid, but it's the truth.
I kind of knew it.
So what you're telling me is that you took these pills for yourself to help with your sleep problem.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
Well, see, that still doesn't explain why Paulette had extremely high levels of Oxycontin in her system, does it, Elliot? In fact, Elliot, that doesn't explain shit.
I don't know what you want me to say. Me and Samantha have both been under a crazy amount of stress. Trying to keep our marriage alive together while her mom is dying in our house, that's rough. I don't know what you want me to say. The only thing I can think of that would make any sense to me is that Sam got up later than she usually does. She was exhausted, messed up, and gave the wrong dose to her mom. I don't know what else there is.
So that's what you think? You think that that this was just a simple human error, a mistake? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's very possible.
Tuesday night, Elliot, Tuesday night. Tuesday night, after Samantha goes to bed, who can account for your time?
Nobody.
Nobody. Weren't you gaming, right? None of those people that you're gaming with online will account for your time. None of them?
I do random matchmaking, so I don't know them, they don't know me.
Random matchmaking. Okay, Elliot, we're going to do this one more time, okay? What is it that you're not telling me? Is there anything that you need to tell me that I don't know? No, you sure? Because that's what you said before.
I have told you everything I know.
All right, Elliot, we're gonna take a break. Okay, we're not done, but we're gonna take a break.
So that is a lie. Took him for himself, Oxycontin for sleeping pills. 3 pills are missing. That's 15 milligrams of Oxycontin. Even for a big guy like him.
Wow, he's a hard one to read. You think he really has no clue about Costa Rica? And what about him taking her pills? You buy that? I don't know. Alright, I really don't think we're going to get anything more out of these two. We got to make a decision. If you feel that we have enough evidence, we can charge Samantha with the murder of her mom. As for Elliot being the sole person responsible, I'm not too sure we have enough evidence there. But if you still feel that he's hiding something, I can charge him. I'll try to find a way to justify it if that's the route you want to go. We could also charge both of them. I don't know, maybe they've been playing us all along and the two of them are actually in this together. Or maybe we simply don't have enough evidence to make a strong case. We gotta let them both go. Take your time and look everything over, okay? This is a tough one, but I'm sure you'll make the right decision when you're ready. Just make sure you choose carefully, okay? If we make the wrong decision here, it's both our asses. Alright, you give me a call when you're ready to wrap this up.
Okay, so we have charge Samantha, charge Elliot, charge both, or no charges. I have only enough evidence for Elliot. I mean, Samantha, if we believe what she said, she could have, based on the evidence of she had overdose, it could have been involuntary murder or involuntary manslaughter. But with Elliot, he said that he took him, but we have no proof that he did back then. But I'm pretty sure that 15 milligrams of Oxycontin is enough for him to have severe damage. And the fact that he hasn't renewed the game on his bill is enough for me that he was lying about his alibi. So he was probably also lying about him taking the pills. So that's 2 strikes for Elliot. That's why I want to charge him first.
Hey. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's charge Elliot. I think you might be onto something here. In fact, I have a little trick up my sleeve. All right, let me go grab him, and we'll get things up and running in just a sec. Okay? Bye.
Ending number 2.
With Elliot Jordan.
Okay, so there's... Oh. The trophy spoiled me. So, yeah. Ending number 1, ending number 2, ending number 3, ending on number 4. So, we can unlock all the endings to see how it goes. Like, I'm going to replay again to get about the choice, but basically the game just said that I got it right.
The date is still Saturday, February 19th.
So he did kill the mom. But we don't know why.
Elliot, I've been thinking, right, about some of the things that you've said today, and I have to be honest. Right, I'm having a very difficult time believing some of your statements. I am. You stated that you're the one, right, who's responsible for those 5 missing pills, right? You took the pills at Paulette, and you've been doing that regularly, right? Okay. So see, Elliot, right there. Right there is where I have a problem.
I don't understand why.
Well, because Elliot, that whole scenario, that seems way too convenient. Like, way too convenient.
I can understand how it can come off as too convenient, but I mean, it's the truth.
It's the truth. Okay, well, that's good. That's a good thing, Elliot. See, what I want to do is I want to verify the accuracy of that statement. So I'm going to have a lab technician stop by and get a blood sample, and that way we can see, you know, if that Oxycontin is indeed in your system. And we're actually within the 6-week window, which is a good and really
Oxycontin stays in the system for 6 weeks.
So Oxycontin, right? It stays in your system for up to 6 weeks, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's 6 weeks. Did you know that? Okay, well, whatever. It's 6 weeks, right? And based on your statement, right? You said today that you've been taking these pills regularly, and based on the date of Paulette's most recent prescription, we are absolutely right well within that 6-week period. Okay, which is good, right? Which is good because now we can verify whether or not you've been taking those pills.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't have to be forced to take.
Oh, you have to.
I don't even know why that would be necessary.
So you're partially right. Yeah, you're right. I don't, or I should say, I can't force you to take a blood test today. That is for sure. But I can absolutely get a warrant. Right, that I can do. Okay, and I can get that warrant expedited. Okay, due to the nature of this case. Right. So yeah, I can get a blood test ASAP. Okay. So Elliot, you will provide a blood sample. Okay, it may not be today, but it'll absolutely be in the very immediate future. That is for sure. Elliot, you're giving me some hesitation here, some pushback. I don't understand. I'm just trying to verify something very simple. All right, I want you to really think about your actions here. Okay, really think about how this is going to look to a jury. Right, you're giving me statements, right, telling me that you're the one taking Paulette's pills, and all I'm trying to do is verify that, right? That's all I'm trying to do. And here you are giving me pushback, right? You're giving me pushback and hesitation, maybe even possibly decline, something like that. Elliot, how does that look? That doesn't help your case, you know that. Elliot, look, I know that you did this. You did, all right? You did not take those pills. Okay? You know that. I know that. Right? You have been lying to me this whole time, Elliot. Now, see, the best thing that you can do, okay? The best thing that you can do is to confess. And I mean confess now. Okay? Because, look, I get those blood samples back, right? And I find out that you've been lying to me and that you don't have any Oxycontin in your system and you haven't been taking those pills. That's when shit gets ugly, Elliot. That's when it gets real ugly. And trust me, you do not want to go down that path, my friend. So what you need to do right now, you've got one option, and that's tell me the truth.
Yes.
There you go.
I did it. Paulette was in so much pain. Every day. And the conversations that she would have with me in the room. She wanted to die. She knew that Sam wouldn't help her with something like that, so she asked me, and I did it.
Okay, Elliot. Okay. Elliot, what I need you to do now is I need you to tell me exactly how you did this.
I followed Paulette's orders. I crushed up the 5 pills. I mixed them with her breakthrough dosage, and
Ah.
she wanted to go peacefully in her sleep.
And around what time do you think all of this occurred?
She was uncomfortable, and then Samantha gave it to her.
Elliot, look, man, I am sorry that you had to deal with something like that. I am. Unfortunately, Elliot, we still do have to take you into custody, okay? That's just what has to happen, all right? So, I need you to listen to me very carefully here. Elliot, I need you to put your hands out just like that, okay? I need you to lock your fingers, okay? Just like that, all right? Okay. Just keep yourself like that. Thank you, Elliot. Okay, Elliot, I will be back with some officers who can escort you out properly, okay? I'll be right back, Elliot. It's totally fine.
Wow, that was a damn good bluff, huh?
6-week
You know,
window.
I honestly have no clue how long Oxycontin stays in your system. Whew. I gotta be honest, though, I do feel bad for Elliot. This whole thing's an absolute mess. And I really hope a jury takes it easy on him. Alright, it's out of our hands now, though, right? Hey, thank you. Alright, you deserve a lot of credit. I'm impressed. I seriously couldn't have done this without your help. Why don't you go take a break, okay? This case, it's officially closed. Great job.
All right.
I'll take care of all the paperwork. Till next time. Alright, cheers.
I want to Google it. A prescription opioid can be detected in the blood up to 1 day after use. You got him good. It's detectable in the hair for up to 90 days. So, he was not wrong. Like, he didn't need a blood sample, he just need to take a follicle sample. Stays in the urine for up to 4 days. That wouldn't be enough. Since it happened on the 9th and we're on the 17th. Okay. So now we have case closed credits. So yeah, this is pretty short because it's a movie, you know. But I'm curious to see the other path. Like, I'm not interested in the ending or the no charge. So yeah, Samantha Williams, Jacqueline Guest, Elliot Jordan, Evan Mares, Detective Martin Ruiz, Raymond Hamilton. So those are the 3 actors. So there's a sequel to that, but it's another case. There are more suspects, basically. But it's the same lines, the same studio, and it happened like 1 year later. So production-wise, this is really short. So what I'm gonna do, since there's no fast forward when it's on the real-time feed, I will just mute it. Like, I was thinking very ahead. Like, I was very overthinking this case. Like, a lot. You have completed the case. You can start a new game or play the case as many times as you wish. Making different choices will surely take things in a different direction.